running as smoothly as I'd like, for sure. You saw that line out, it was hurried, it didn't go to the player they wanted. McAllister made up for it, but then he just kicked it away. He made a good first run, just too much weight on that. Gerard, well, we've talked about him, he's had a very good game tonight. He is there again to cover. So the All Blacks just got to settle things down a wee bit.
Alex Kanar in jersey 18 for the Wallabies, for Mark Chisholm.
Eddie Jones throwing plenty of new players onto the field now as James Ryan makes a clean catch. He's got it behind him though. The All Blacks looking to take a metre or two.
Come here. You come here.
Oh no, not Matt again.
Come here.
No, it's an All Black this time.
He's there legally, and you leave his head. You don't pull it back. I've told you not to do it. It's on his head. Penalty.
Thought for a horrible moment Matt Dunning had done it again.
No, Matt's keeping out of trouble. James Ryan, well, he's a young man with a great future, but the referee tells you to do something, you've really got to listen. They don't tend to change their mind, and they've got the whistle.
Another very good kick by Rogers. He really is taking big chunks of ground here.
Just some frustration coming into the All Blacks play. It gives Australia a great opportunity. The full line out, and again we're just seeing the likes of Takeri, first receiver maybe from Rogers.
Nice take by Kanar. Now it's with Lottie Takeri.
Thank you, that's good. Number 7, thank you.
Regan, oh, pass to no one in particular, but it bounces up for Gerard. He can make something out of nothing. It has done so far tonight.
Get off it.
And once again, the Australians are on the front foot. Regan. Rogers, oh, nice pass to Smith. Here's a chance, and Joe Hansen, first touch of the ball in Test rugby, and he gets a try.
Lovely move from Australia. They got the forward momentum. I thought the try was made by the pass from Rogers. He just put Smith into enough space. Just delayed the pass a wee bit. That allowed him to go through the gap. Just look at this pass. Straight into Smith there. That was the damage done. Smith didn't have to do much. Johansson, well, welcome to Test football. He'll remember this for the rest of his life.
He's having a royal game as well, George Smith. Let's not take too much away from him. He's cropped up on a number of occasions in exactly the right spot as he's done throughout his career. Draw and pass, and then the salute as Johansson on debut with his golden first touch. So now we have a very, very big last 10 minutes. 2 trophies at stake. Of course, the Bledisloe Cup stays at home in New Zealand, but that Tri-Nations trophy, it says South Africa at the moment. Will it say it again?
Matt Rogers, 4 tries to Australia tonight. 4 tries to 3. Rogers, oh, he's against the post. So the conversion misses. It's the little one there that they're playing for. The All Blacks certainly are. And the South Africans sitting back at home Saturday morning will be hoping that the Wallabies can do the job.
Look at that pass. Beautiful from Rogers. Very flat. Just put the player into the space. Again, the pass beat the player in defence. Hard to stop.
All on for the last 10 minutes. Nice high kickoff. The Aussies have not able to control it. So both teams struggling at kickoff time is So'oialo. Now Wepu gets it wide. Major wants to have a drop kick. And away to the right. Well, it was on, and he knows full well too that it would have put it outside that 7-point margin, meaning Australia would have had to score twice.
Oh yeah, they're playing for keeps. There's nothing flash at the moment from the All Blacks. They'll take the points any way they can get them.
Rogers, another massive kick. Flat pass across to Major, signals his intentions. Rogers lines it up. And another clever kick. Buying time. Muliaina. All Blacks coming pretty quickly. Forces the mistake. Howlett with a sprint. He's got support from Ryan. The All Blacks have a chance. They get it away to Howlett, and he's going to get a hat-trick. And the All Blacks stretch it out again.
Mistake from Mitchell. Wasn't under a lot of pressure. He knocked it forward. I thought Gregan did incredibly well to get back and force Howlett to pass the ball in.
How
There's
about
a high
James
kick from
Ryan,
Willie
Jake?
Aina. Yeah, well, he was there too. Mitchell coughs it up here. Look at Gregan, though. He comes across, does enough. Ryan, well, he did very well to get there. And the secret here was very, very quick ball. Mialamu makes the pass. Howlett's right there. There's just no one left.
First hat trick in Test rugby for Doug Howlett. He goes up to 39 Test tries. What a return to the starting lineup for him.
Smithy, yet another try in this Tri-Nation series, which has just come from pressure and a mistake from the team with the ball.
Yes, exactly right. What a great return. Now, a poignant moment here for Eden Park fans and rugby fans in New Zealand. Will this be the last time we see George Gregan on that picture there to your left, leaving the field, replaced by Chris Whittaker? 114 Test matches young.
Here's McAllister trying to keep the perfect record intact, but not this time. So there he goes. And if George has his way, then we'll see him again.
Well, you'd have to say on tonight's performance, why would you want to get rid of him?
Absolutely right. He's been written off by some sections of the Australian rugby public. Now Ryan, this time he gets it. And it's going to be a penalty against Australia, I suspect.
Collision there. You pulled him down in the air, leave him alone penalty.
It was a strong challenge from John Rowe. In fact, it was Al-Kanar.
Just going up here. Well, he's trying to get the ball. And can't take the player in the air.
Lachlan Mackay and 21 for Drew Mitchell, who had an absolute blinder in Sydney. He'll want to forget Auckland. Not the happiest night for the number 15.
Thomas Sinclair, he'll come again. Both sides have scored a bonus point tonight, 4 tries each. We had 7 tries in a night game in Dunedin last week, 8 tries in a night game here tonight at Eden Park. So the wins is about night rugby, having a nightmare.
In the side.
Well, there's all sorts of obstruction in that driving maul from the All Blacks. Pixie Berry Wipu here had somebody grabbing, wasn't even near the ball.
Coming in the side. Thank you. Yes.
All Blacks going for a shot in Nisbone, why wouldn't you? Just look at Wipu here.
Significant kick this. You wouldn't write the Wallabies off just quite yet, and this will push it out to 13, which means they'll have to score 2 converted tries.
Another tough one here for Luke McAllister. Well, the All Blacks had a 15-point advantage at half-time. The Wallabies cut it to 1 at one point. Looking to fade this back in, but it won't happen. And so a 22 restart. Wallabies looking to do it quickly. And that's silly from the All Blacks. So it's a penalty, and Rogers can kick this out, and they can start again. Rogers' penalty kicking has been quite outstanding. He's got wonderful distance, and another change here, Smithy.
Yeah, Adam Fryer for Brendan Cannon, and also for the All Blacks, Kevin Senio in jersey 20 for Pariwepu.
What a good moment here for Kevin Senio. He gets on the park. The man from Bay of Plenty. So Wepu leaves, and Kevin Senio will get 4 minutes.
Sorry,
All Black
sorry.
number 1058.
Thank you.
Australia. Tipped by Sharp untidily. And Chris Whittaker. It's a reception.
Let
Now the Wallabies need someone to play halfback. All Blacks have them trapped here, just out from the 22. Whittaker now, here's to Keary. Gets it back to Keary. Beats it up to Rogers, kick and chase. Howlett's angling across from the right wing side. And he's going to take off, Doug Howlett. But they close him down. Now Senio gets his first pass off. Noaki standing out in midfield.
Go, you off your feet.
At the pass from Major. Major again. Rokafoko. Oh, he was thinking about, I've got some space here. I'm going to take off.
I would have wished somebody had thought about kicking the ball.
Second row's here.
Just over 2 minutes remaining.
Okay.
Wallabies, remember, need to score twice.
Lads, we've got a problem this side. No one's there. Let's make sure that point is as high
They
as
were written
possible,
off before this test match. But they've showed a lot of resolve.
Seconds, please.
Given
Hold.
the key players
Okay.
not here.
Let's go, scrum half. Let's get it in.
Big All Black scrum.
Good scrum.
Smith. Well, he may well be the number 8 of the future. George Smith, he's only 25 years of age. He's got a long way to go in his test career as Whittaker gets it away to Mackay. Johansson, the try scorer. Now Whittaker once more. All Blacks swarming across into defence. Gerard turns it back on the inside to Rowe. And now it's Whittaker once more to Keary. All Blacks need to make some tackles inside their own 22. Umaga looking for the turnover. Not there for him though, so Whittaker again. Now it's out into centre field. Here's Rowe again.
Hands away, Black now. Good. Back foot.
Chris Whittaker, Johansson, quick hands to Ward.
No.
Wave after wave of attack. The All Blacks having to defend stoutly.
Let go, Black.
Mackay takes it in. Now Whittaker again. Here's Sharp. He's turned it over. Ball pops back on the All Black side. They might decide to run this out. Muliaina from inside his 22, and he's decided to go for the touchline with just 30-odd seconds remaining.
Well, interesting the way the Australians were attacking Matt Rogers. He was virtually playing on the wing there.
And in fact, that's it. Chris White has said the game is over. The All Blacks have won it by 10, and they've won the Tri-Nations.
Well, you've got to take your hat off to the All Blacks. They started with a real roar. They got up 20 points straight away. Then Australia came back, and boy, did they come back. They got 19 points. Scored some superb tries and showed some great guts. I think the All Blacks will be a bit disappointed in the last 60 or so minutes of this game. They probably made too many errors. They were hassled a bit under pressure, but they had the resolve, and the new guys who came on, the likes of McAllister, well, he kicked the points and just gave them that breathing space. In the end, they got the victory clearly by 10 points from a mistake from the Australians. So they'll be pleased with the result, the All Blacks. I just got a funny feeling Australia, though, they'll have their heads held up high tonight. They're written off, particularly at home, and they showed that even with all their injuries and the mix-up in players, they can come back, and they've done so tonight, but it's an All Black victory.
All Blacks led by 20 points to 0 at one stage. It was 20-5 at half-time. Then the Wallabies rallied dramatically in the second half and got it back to 20-19. But the All Blacks have kicked away for a victory, 34-24. Let's hear now from the winning captain, Tana Umaga.
Thanks very much, Grant. Well, Tana, perfect start for you guys. You really got into your work early on, and it looked pretty good at 20-0.
Yeah, exactly. We were very happy then, and obviously, we must have let it off, and we must have been happy with that, and decided to give up by then. But we came back. We'll take the win. we're happy at this stage, but yeah, you know, you could talk about the game all night, but hey, we've got 2 cups this year, and we're much more than happy.
It was just the try really either side of half-time, wasn't it, that just threw you off your quarter. What was the message at the break, because you'd played so well territory-wise early on?
Well, it's just to have some composure, and you know, I think it's the same message that I give every week. You know, just hold the ball, you know, have some composure, and really play it down there. Try and put some pressure on them down there. But you know, it's all well and done saying those things, but we didn't execute them, so it was pretty disappointing.
It's been a hell of a good season with a hell of a together unit, hasn't it? Bunch of boys over here in a huddle just celebrating what's been a marvellous time.
It has been. It has been, and yeah, it's disappointing that you know, we go away to our own franchises, provinces now, and forget about tonight. But you know, that's just the way it is. And but we'll make sure that we enjoy ourselves, and we're just happy we won, mate.
Tana, you played 70. What about this little bloke here? He's at 114.
Oh, mate, yeah, I've got much kudos for this guy. I can't do half the things that he can, and you know, I'm feeling my age. I don't know about this guy. He's a spring chicken.
George, come on in. George Gregan, 114 test matches, a marvellous achievement. George, they don't get any easier, but you must be mighty proud of the way your side came back tonight.
Yeah, it was a great effort from the guys, but you know, we're a team which doesn't sort of really accept losses, and it's disappointing, but the effort was outstanding. Particularly proud of the young guys who came on and made a big impact, and you know, Lloydie did a great job getting his first few touches and scoring a try.
They put you on the back foot early on, didn't they? I mean, that's probably the best the All Blacks have started this series.
Yeah, they're a very dangerous team. They make you pay. If you're not disciplined out of your own half and you give them the ball and you miss some tackles, we did that. These blokes are very, very good in that department, and they got off to a flyer. 114
matches, George. What about it, eh?
Yeah, they don't get any easier, especially when you play these guys, but it's really enjoyable, and I'm still enjoying it, and you know, I'll take some time out in the future to sort of reflect on it, but you know, they keep chalking up, and I'm still enjoying it, and that's the main thing.
So the world of rugby hasn't seen the last of George Gregan?
Oh, well, I pulled up pretty well, so we're still around, mate, so I'm still enjoying it. That's the main thing.
Good on you, George. You're great.
Cheers, Smitty.
Well, 114 test matches, and he should add to that, judging on his performance tonight. It was a gallant Australian performance, but the All Blacks have taken the honours here tonight, and they've won the Tri-Nations. They have, of course, earlier won the Bledisloe Cup. Final score at Eden Park, 34-24. Courageous performance by George Gregan and the Wallabies. They scored 4 tries in the match, so did the All Blacks, but in the finish it was the All Blacks who took the victory. 34 points to 24 for their 6th Tri-Nations title. And there's the breakdown. 3 to Doug Howlett, 1 to Richie McCaw. McDonald and McAllister shared the goal-kicking duties. Chisholm, Gerard Takiri and Johansson on debut. 34-24, time for the presentations now. And let's go to our MC, Ian Smith.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the presentation of the Phillips Tri-Nations Trophy and the Bledisloe Cup. Please welcome to the stage our presentation party, the President of the New Zealand Rugby Union, Mr. John Graham, the President of the Australian Rugby Union, Mr. Paul McLean, the Chairman of SANZAAR, Mr. Jock Hobbs, and the Chief Executive Officer of Phillips New Zealand, Mr. Errol McKenzie. I'm sure you will agree that over the last 6 matches of the Phillips Tri-Nations, we've witnessed some epic rugby encounters. Tonight again was one of those. 3 great traditional rivals, all of whom have played their full part. Also tonight, we'd like to pay tribute to a marvellous competitor and leader and a truly great contributor to this great game that we all love. Tonight he played his 114th Test match, equalling the world record held by Jason Leonard of England. Please salute George Gregan. Now then, New Zealand, I'd like to call upon your captain, Tana Umaga, to come forward and receive the Phillips Tri-Nations Trophy from the Chairman of SANZAAR, Mr. Jock Hobbs. Also, Tana, while you're here, you might need a bit of help carrying the stuff later. You can receive the Bledisloe Cup from the President of New Zealand Rugby Union, Mr. John Graham, and his counterpart from Australia, Mr. Paul McLean. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm sure you'd like to hear from him. He has been a great leader this year, Tana Umaga.
Cheers, Smithy. Thank you very much. Sorry. Firstly, yes, we have to congratulate Georgie, the young man, playing 114, which is oh mate, it just you can't really think about anyone else playing that many games. Sprightly young person like yourself, keeps yourself in good nick. Congratulations, brother, and couldn't go to a better man. On behalf of the 2005 All Blacks management, we'd like to thank all our supporters, our families, our friends. Who've stuck with us throughout the whole year. It's been a long year, it's been a tough year, but we've got something to show for your support, for getting us through all these tough times. Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes the presentation ceremony. Of course, we'll all reconvene with the All Black Tour to the Northern Continent later in the year. To our Australian friends, teammates, and of course their fans that have come over the Tasman, a safe trip home. Safe trip home to everybody. Thanks for your attendance. Good night.
So a nice tribute paid there to George Gregan, and very much earned to the All Blacks. Very quick to add their applause. But it is the All Blacks night tonight. The Bledisloe Cup was retained 3 weeks ago as Richie McCaw takes it across to his teammates. But the one trophy they needed tonight was the Tri-Nations. They won it for the 6th time in 10 years. And that is safely in the bank as well. So, John Drake, it's been a very good year for the All Blacks. Just the one loss in Cape Town, but a match-winning, at least a series win over the Lions, and now a Tri-Nations.
Oh, absolutely. Well, we've seen a lot of new guys introduced to All Black Rugby. We've seen a good rotation. We've seen some mental hardness. They've come back from some deficits early on in games. They've showed that, but I guess most importantly, they've got the silverware that they wanted to keep. And that's the important thing. So this group of men, they go on. Next time we see them will be in the Northern Hemisphere. That we should be very, very proud of the way they've performed so far this year.
Special mention too, and I don't think he's here tonight, to Dan Carter. He'll be sitting in Christchurch, reveling in this as well. Played a big part in the All Black success in both of these tournaments, and of course in the Lions series. And now it's time to celebrate.
Well, that's right. And you can just see Chris Jackie had a big game tonight. He came back. Joe Rokocoko, well, after Super 12, a lot of people were doubting whether he's still interested in playing at the highest level, and he's fought back very, very well. So it's been a real squad effort, and congratulations to, I guess, to the coaching staff who have rotated the players quite cleverly and just improved the depth of New Zealand rugby. Guys like McAllister, he came on tonight, and he's probably the difference tonight. He kicked the crucial penalties in the second half, which just gave the All Blacks that breathing space which was needed. And of course, captain fantastic, Tana Umaga, almost a fourth loose forward at the breakdown. He was crucial tonight in getting the turnovers and putting pressure on the Wallabies when they're attacking.
Well, I think Dan Carter is here. Well, that's a good sign. Dan Carter has come up and making a speedy recovery. Jerry Collins under suspension, but again, very much a big part of the All Blacks' success in 2005. And they'll savour the success, I'm sure. There's Byron Kelleher too, another player on the injured list. So there've been a few casualties, but as you say, Drakey, there is now depth.
Well, that's right. Graham Henry said you need 30 world-class players if you're going to try and attack a World Cup in a couple of years, and that's really grown there. There's another player who's really come back, Ali Williams. Probably was struggling a bit in Super 12, and he's come back and shown his mettle with the front rowers. Hasn't that been a dramatic improvement over the last 15 or so months? Scrummaging really the fore. There's another player who really came out of nowhere, James Ryan. Beginning of the year, I don't think he would have thought he'd be walking around Eden Park with the Tri-Nations trophy.
Yes, he's having a little look, maybe can't believe it. So the job has been done. The season is not over, of course, for the All Blacks. They'll savour this, and they'll savour it for a week or two. Then I guess thoughts will turn to the Northern Tour, the Grand Slam Tour, which comes up in, well, throughout the weekends in November. So the All Blacks successful here tonight at Eden Park by 34-24.
So the All Blacks claim their 7th Test win out of 8 for the season, and with it comes the spoils, the Phillips Tri-Nations, the Bledisloe Cup, the #1 world ranking. They had to work hard tonight. At 20-0, they were in total command. At 20-19, they were looking wobbly, but young Luke McAllister kept his cool, steadied the ship with a couple of penalties. They defended with force, and when the mistake came, the big mistake of the game, it was to cost the Wallabies a try that sealed the game. Tana Umaga, what a winter it has been for him and his All Black team. First the Lions, now South Africa and Australia in consecutive weeks to win the Tri-Nations. The end of a great Tri-Nations between the best 3 teams in the world, and these players have every right to be pleased with themselves. Yes, what a night it's been at Eden Park. 34-24. The All Blacks look really good after about 25 minutes, but the Wallabies, as we know, showing plenty of character to come back. And at one stage, it really did look like the test could go either way. Good finish, though, for the second week running from the All Blacks. Enough for a 10-point victory. And with that, a bonus point. The Phillips Tri-Nations is secure to go with the Bledisloe Cup that they'd already won. Well, over the next half an hour or so, we'll hear from some of the heroes of tonight's performance, but we'll also be hearing from former All Black Murray Mexted, former Wallaby captain Nick Farr-Jones, and I think first and foremost, this is a fitting way to end what has been a great Tri-Nations, Nick.
Yeah, it was a terrific game, and congratulations to all the New Zealand viewers and to the team. As you say, Tana's been a fantastic captain, and it's been a very deserved victory in the Tri-Nations. If there's only one small saviour for me as an Aussie, you guys got it, not the Springboks.
Well, I think too that at the end they had to work as you'd expect to have to work against a Wallaby team. And I think, you know, while we're just patting everyone and each other on the back, let's give some credit for the Wallabies, because they had so many problems coming into this test match with injury, and they made a great contest of it.
They stood up, Tony. There's absolutely no doubt about that. I mean, 20-0 down, most teams that'd be all over against an All Black side as good as this one, but they came back, and they came back with a vengeance, and they could have, if they'd scored again, they could have won the game, you know. But at the end of the day, to me, it was a good game of footy. It was a celebration of Southern Hemisphere rugby, and I think it is a very, very strong position at the moment. And I just think it's just wonderful that we've got this contest with our with Australia, but also South Africa.
And it's come at a time, just at the time where some people were starting to question the whole Tri-Nations concept, that maybe through repeated playing against each other over the years, that maybe it was losing some of its gloss. I think what we've seen over the last few weeks has told us that this is a great competition.
It's been a wonderful tournament. I mean, all matches, all 6 matches have been just absolutely sensational. They've all gone down to the wire. I mean, tonight was quite the opposite to Sydney. You know, we led 13-0. You came back and cleaned us out. You led 20-0. And as you said, Tony, I mean, to come back for the Wallabies from that deficit with a depleted team, there were some guys who really stood up tonight. I thought Matt Rogers was sensational. I thought Mark Gerard on the wing was great. Lottie Takiri got his hand in everything. The two Lucys, Smith and Phil Waugh, were sensational. And, you know, for me, hats off to my team. They were brave. They had a go. They had a rip, and I'm really proud of the way they came back.
They've scored some tremendous tries as well, some great movement. But Murray, I think as we expected before the game, the All Blacks always had an edge in the type 5. as we expected they should. Penalties resulting from pressure at scrum time, line-out steals, all that sort of thing. That was a key part of the game as far as the All Blacks were concerned.
Significant. I mean, I think the All Black side started better tonight than they have in any of the other games in the Tri-Series. I was surprised that they didn't drive more up front from line-outs and even from maul situations. But they didn't have to because they scored a lot of points. All of a sudden they were 20-0 up. So you'd expect them to sort of play a bit of width, you know, and they did do that. And then Australia came back, and then I thought they pulled it in together, which was really good. And a couple of those long surges of driving footballer, and I thought it was impressive stuff. They had a bit of stability about them. I think this is going to be a very good All Black side in the future.
Let's have a look at some of the match stats, because always interesting to have a look at. You can see there that the Wallabies, through their phase play, actually ended up with an edge in possession, 54 to 46. I think due probably to rucks and mauls, but the All Blacks had the territory game.
I think interesting there, Tony, the 3 pinches they got in that first half at the line-out were crucial. As Murray said, at the foundation of the scrum, you dominated again. That is a typical type of Wallaby performance. Possession on top, but territory against us, and that was one of the telling factors at the end.
Although one of the things I've noticed about Australian rugby, Nick, over the years is that you use the ball intelligently, and quite often you can be down on possession but do well in territory. So tonight's an interesting stats performance here. But line-out's key. That, to me, it indicates that perhaps the Australians are putting the ball out a little bit more. I mean, they did kick a lot. They came back, didn't they, to Rogers quite a bit.
Well, Rogers kicked very well, I thought, and I actually thought through the tactics to drive it into a maul situation or a ruck situation, release, and Matt kicked very well, but in the loose play and with ball in hand, I thought he was quite exceptional tonight. And it's going to be interesting because that's going to have a question mark in Eddie's head. Rogers is an exceptional player. He will definitely be one of the trump cards, you know, in his preparations for 2007. Where best do you play him?
Yeah, well, he's exactly right, but he's got to play.
Well, it was a great night for one of the All Black wingers, Joe Rokocoko, of course, and also Sitiveni Sivivatu. They've grabbed the headlines in the last couple of years, but one of New Zealand's great try scorers was right back in try scoring action tonight with his first ever hat-trick in Test rugby, and what a hat-trick, what a night to remember for Doug Howlett, who's with Ian Smith.
Thanks very much, Tony. Well, Doug, 3 on return. You must be absolutely delighted, particularly in a match which really became very tight at the end.
Yeah, it was just fantastic being back in the black jersey and running out as an All Black again.
Let's talk about them one by one. First one, a very clinical piece of finishing, which you're known for. But just tell us how long you and Ali had been rehearsing that second one.
Well, the second one was on the spot. It was an eyebrow raise to Ali, and you know, hoping he'd see me and put it in the corner, and that he did, pinpoint accuracy.
It was pinpoint accuracy, and you all went straight to him. I mean, people will say, well, what the heck was he thinking? I mean, it just had to come off, didn't it?
Well, that's right. I mean, if the opportunity's there, you know, Ali's never one to turn that down, so I was glad he did.
And of course, the last one, because the match started to become very telling, the last one became the most important at all.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, it was. You know, it was a little error that the ball spilled up and managed to pop into my hands, and over the line we went.
By and large, though, Dougie, what's the feeling over the? I know you're satisfied with the trophies in the cabinet, but overall, the performance tonight.
Oh, I mean, again, it wasn't a full performance, a full 80 minutes. It was a good first half, and then patches in the second half, which was the story of the Tri-Nations for us, really.
But for you to be back home, I mean, there must have been times maybe a month ago when you wondered whether you'd be running out here tonight.
Yeah, I always held that dream in the back of my head to get back into the black jersey, and tonight that dream came true.
Good on you, Dougie. It's a magnificent night for you. Congratulations on a fine hat-trick.
Thank you.
Let's have a look at them. Ali Williams. Hey, how's that?
What's going on there?
Well, the coach will be telling him, don't ever do that again. You're batting 100, just go that way. But this was a bit more like a good draw and pass stuff. And you go upstairs. This came after the drop ball by young Mitchell, the fullback, and I guess he was a hero in Sydney, Nick, and tonight, I guess, some of the harsh realities of Test football. Didn't have a great night. He shelled a couple, missed a couple of tackles. I mean, rugby can be cruel like that.
As I said, I thought Gerard, Takiri, Rogers were terrific. Poor Drew Mitchell, he was wonderful in Sydney, but it was a tough day. But he'll learn from that. The great players learn from their mistakes, and he'll be around for a long, long time.
But I guess a lot of that's about pressure. We talked about pressure, test match pressure before the game started, and you know, good kicks, well, they're made even better by good chases. I mean, he knew that there were guys coming up, probably just distracted him a bit, Murray.
I reckon he looks like a good footballer. I mean, right at the start we were discussing the way he was playing, and he's making a couple of little half breaks and stuff like that. I mean, he's going to be a Wallaby for a long time, and he'd have to be very, very happy, I think, with what's happened this year.
What would you make of the contribution of Luke McAllister? When he came on last week, McDonald had done a solid job in the first 40 minutes. He came on in the second half, sparked a few things, and in fact, we will get back to that conversation in just a moment, because we're going to hear from the All Black coach. Sorry, guys. But Graham Henry standing by with Ian Smith.
Thanks very much, Tony. Well, I guess a relieved man, because they did come back at you.
Oh, we won 3 trophies, Smithy. We're very happy. Delighted, you know, beat the Lions and win the Tri-Nations, win the Bledisloe Cup. You can't do any better than that. So we're very, very happy in there.
You got the start you wanted, the start you've been searching for the last 3 or 4 weeks. The boys were on fire to begin with.
Yeah, we played superbly in the first half. Fell off a few tackles in the second. Defence coach needs to look at it. But no, as I say, you know, New Zealanders should be very happy tonight. All Blacks are, and the management's very happy as well.
Tell me what exactly was going through your mind when Ali Williams produced that magnificent piece of individuality, shall we say?
Well, I can't tell you the truth. Because I didn't see Doug on the corner there from where I was sitting, but no, good communication and a bit of skill there.
And confidence too. Obviously the side has got so much confidence to try that sort of thing and hang in there at the end. That's the key, because that was a mighty Wallaby comeback. But just the tenacity there, it's been probably an hallmark of the year.
Yeah, we've come back from difficult situations. We've hung in, we've won games from behind. We got under a bit of trouble today and we dug ourselves out of it and won by, what, 10 was it? So you've got to be happy. It's like this side's maturing. It's still got quite some way to go, but it's got a lot of character.
Timely moment to take some time out too before the trip away. What are you going to do?
Oh, forget about rugby for a while, that's for sure. Like, it's been the biggest season in All Black history probably, with the Lions and the Tri-Nations together, and that's huge. And the players have responded superbly to that, because it takes its toll. Now, we've got a number of injuries as well, as you know. So to come back and do that without Byron Kelleher and Daniel Carter, 2 new halfbacks, is a big ask, and they did it well.
Graham, you have made New Zealanders proud. Make no mistake about that. You put together a great squad, and enjoy the night, and the break.
Thanks very much. Thanks, Smithy.
Yeah, of course he'll be watching the Tri-Nations. He was, the NPC. He was watching this tonight too, and wondering what Ali Williams was up to, as you heard him say in the interview there. But of course now he'll be watching the NPC. He's got a team to pick to go away at the end of the year. But just before we went to that interview, I was about to ask you what you thought of the contribution and the goal kicking under pressure of Luke McAllister.
Well, I was standing alongside Grant Fox at the time, and some of those kicks were amazing. But in relation to his general play, a bit hot and cold. I think he kicked away some ball that he didn't have to. You know, he's only young. He'll learn from that again. But look, he's got a long future in front of him as well. But Foxy, I think his antenna were vibrating a little bit nervously about a few of the things. What do you think, Mix?
Yeah, I thought McDonald actually is a wise head. He's a wise head, and he's only 27 years of age, and I think it was a prudent decision to play him in both these test matches without Carter, and it paid off. And I thought the replacement of McDonald with McAllister was absolutely timely tonight. Perfect time, and last week as well. McAllister certainly has something to offer, and I think we'll see him around that All Black scenario for a long time, Tony. I know he's a North Harbour boy. You're pretty pleased about it. But maybe it might be at second 5'8". Who knows? First 5, second 5'8". But he's got a great little step, hasn't he? He's got strength. So, I mean, I'm delighted to see him grow through this.
I just thought he slotted 3 very important kicks at a very important time of the game, and some of them from a fair way out.
47, 48 metres. Yeah, we're counting them.
That's Test match winning stuff.
Amazing stuff.
Your thoughts on just the way the All Blacks have, I mean, Tana Umaga was saying he's disappointed with 1 or 2 aspects. Graham Henry, not all that. He is the defensive coach, by the way. That's why
that was quite amusing.
Yeah.
I thought, who is that guy? And you guys,
what does that tell you? I mean,
look, Tony, it reminds me a lot of our 91 team when we won the World Cup. And Bob Dwyer just assembled the guys 10 minutes into the changing room, and he said, guys, we've done something pretty special for our sport and our country back home, but we didn't get it right. And we actually played a lot better in 92 against you guys when you came out for 3 tests, and then against South Africa. And to me, as a Aussie, that worries me, because the guys aren't getting carried away. They've had an amazing season. They've cleaned out, whitewashed the Lions. They've now won the Tri-Nations. But they're not getting carried away. They know that there is a lot further to go, and to me that's scary. And it's a great sign for your people going forward to France in 2007.
We'll get you in a moment, Murray, because I think we've got another one of the All Black players. Yes, ball winner, and tonight, playmaker, Ali Williams. He's with Ian Smith.
Well, Ali, can we get in early? Because I figure that throughout the night, the story about the try you set up is going to get longer and longer and longer. Can we have the short version? What made you do that?
That head kicking in again and doing things I probably shouldn't do, but lucky it came off. But lucky, you know, it was just Dougie in the right place, I say.
Because you were going to do it, you were going to tap initially, and I think the referee held you back, and then you had another go.
That was probably lucky. I would have got held up and looked even worse. So, I mean, it was just one of those things that came off, and you know, I don't think that's the whole night really. I think everyone gutsed it out and did their own jobs. Sure, that probably wasn't in my job, but it happened, and I'm just so proud of being in this team and what we've done and what we can achieve.
And you personally, I think it'd be fair to say, and I'm not, you know, being overly kind to you, you've grown this season. You've grown a lot.
Well, yeah, I mean, I had to. I want this as I want this more than a lot of things at the moment, and I'm really enjoying my rugby, and I think it was time for me to step up if I wanted to become permanent in this team, and I do. And here's to bigger and better things.
Eden Park was magic tonight.
Yeah, it was. Mate, over my career, it's just got better and better, and you know, he's hoping we get that Rugby World Cup later in the piece, and things can just grow at this place. There's special memories for me and a lot of other people.
The Wallabies at 20-0. There wasn't any complacency, or just what started to go perhaps a little bit awry there?
We probably just laid off the simple things, talking, communication on D, and individuals taking their right lines on D. So, I mean, that's something that we'll address. You know, we're going to have a few lagers tonight.
A gremlin in the works. That's the end of Ali. But quick final thoughts, Murray. Been quite a winter, hasn't it, for this All Black team?
I'm delighted. I mean, I think we've got a really, really good team of the future here. And I say of the future because they've got so much more to come. I mean, they lack execution. They lack the ability to finish the deal. But they've got the ability to go the whole way.
Nick Jones?
It was an intriguing lead up to the game, a lot of speculation, deserved victors, and as Murray says, I think that this is the start of what could be a wonderful and great All Black team.
Always great to have you with us. Thanks so much, Nick, Murray. And that's it for the moment, but on the Rugby Channel, stick around because we've got the press conferences coming up. Good night from Eden Park.
Of the All Blacks versus the Wallabies was proudly brought to you by Air New Zealand in partnership with Ford New Zealand.